Oh boy, this was perfect for a final episode of Season 2 here. And obviously, before we jump too crazy into the video, Season 3 has officially been confirmed. The Swordsmith Village arc, or something along that lines there, has been confirmed. We don't know the exact date, we just know it's coming, which, I mean, we know the full thing's gonna get adapted just because it is a moneymaker, but it's always nice to immediately, before even watching the newest episode, hear that more is coming. And we don't have to speculate will they, won't they, even though in the back of our minds we know they will. So it's getting pretty crazy, that's for damn sure, because Tengen fully believes that Tanjiro will be basically his replacement, that he's getting very, very close to his maximum potential, and it's really cool to see that rather than rehashing what they did in the Mugen Train arc, which honestly, I was worried, I gotta admit it, but I'm always, even if I have worries about where a plot might go, I'm always waiting to see the final thing before I make a final judgment, because what happened with Rengoku is perfect for that arc. You really feel like there's no way he can lose, and when he does lose, and that piece of shit demon gets away, it's heartbreaking, and it completely changes the lives of the characters. And it very much was being set up like the same thing was gonna happen, where this time, we defeated the demons, but unfortunately Tengen is probably going to sacrifice himself for Tanjiro, and do we really need to keep killing the cool characters? And a lot of authors do exactly that. They have a big emotional moment and they keep doing it time and time again. And the fact that they all got out of there, I mean, Tengen lost an arm, lost an eye, and, you know, he'll never be able to fight the same way again, but he got to live and he's gonna retire. And the fact that he's going to get to retire and live his dreams and just enjoy life, that is what makes me so happy, because it's a well-earned victory that doesn't pull things from thin air. Nezuko's whole, blood demon arc has really been put in the center in the previous arc. If we remember back in the Mugen Train, right? This was something that she was using her flames to burn the ropes that were connecting the people to all of them in their dreams, and it wasn't hurting them in the slightest. This has been something that's been built up since basically the beginning of the mystery of her, but they put it in our mind at the previous arc there to really make it seem like when she does something with her flames in this arc, it's not the first time we've seen her do something to that caliber, and the fact that she can burn things that are demonic, so basically poison that is burning them from the inside, these flames aren't going to hurt them on the outside, and I didn't even expect Nezuko to pop up, so when she did, and she deflected that entire catastrophe and was able to burn away the poison that was hurting both Tanjiro and Tengen. I love how it was something that came unexpected, but has been foreshadowed from this arc to the previous arc, and even in Season 1, just kind of building up that momentum. A lot of authors, they wouldn't have touched upon it when it came to that Blood Demon arc. They would have just had the typical fight in the Mugen Train. They wouldn't have had Nezuko do anything. But it was such a small thing, but it's such a good stepping stone to lead into the entertainment district, and to see how she was the star at the end there after they gave it their all. I mean, absolutely fantastic, and what you want to see. I mean, had she not been able to do that, Tanjiro would have died, Tengen would have died, Zensu probably would have been okay, Inosuke would have died. We would have had Zensu all alone, and holy shit, that would have been brutal. Sure, you could have a one-shot where it goes differently just to see the darkness, but you don't want that to be the main hook there. And holy shit, I love how Tanjiro has still so much farther left to go, but in terms of the mental strength needed, he took that loss. He took that L from last arc. He made that his mantra, and he made sure no matter what push came to shove, he wasn't going to stand by and wait for the big, strong person who was protecting him to do it. Instead, he aided with that person, and Tengen and him were able to get those finishing blows on, and I absolutely adore what they were able to accomplish there. With this extra long episode, most of it was dedicated to the siblings' backstory, which is perfect. It's the perfect way to wrap it up, because we still don't know what led them to become demons, and all their backstories from all the demons that we've killed and basically Tanjiro has mourned for, they've had sad backstories. It definitely explains how they became who they are, but it also humanizes them in their final moments to let them rest peacefully. And I think that's always been one of my favorite things about Tanjiro, is that there's two key factors about that. One, he's a generally good person who, even though he doesn't forgive the actions that happened when they were demons, he also recognizes that they were once humans who basically that easily could have been him. And because he's been trapped with a demonic sister who most people have tried to kill as soon as they discovered her, he understands what it's like and how if he would have became a demon alongside her, he would have become just like these siblings here. So the fact that even though they hate his guts, he won't let a brother talk bad about his sister and how like he wished he never knew her and all these horrible things. And even though he doesn't quite know in the final moments did they make up, it seems like Nezuko believes they did. And I love seeing just how brutal it really was, because there were so many remarks, I guess you could say, on the brother's side when fighting people like Tengen, right? Talking about how, like, oh, you know, the ladies must love you and things like that. And to see just how shitty of a life he was born into, you know, the mother, like, so many different times would try to kill him just because of who he was. And the only positivity in his life was his sister. And the fact that he ultimately became like a debt collector and used his ugliness as almost like he loved it. He used it as like a shield in a lot of ways. And to see how he blamed himself for what happened to his sister because of the morals he kind of taught her. And if she just hadn't fought back, you know, she might have had this beautiful life. And I think the most powerful moment to me anyway is when you see him try to separate from the sister, right? She goes back to who she looked like before she became a demon. And he's trying to walk into the darkness and there's light behind her. And he's basically saying, you're not my sister, go away, because he wants her, you know, to have a better life than what she's always had with him. And the fact that even after all that was said, you can tell that they had the same type of connection that Nezuko and Tanjiro had, that, you know what, we're gonna fade into this darkness together, and no matter how many times we're reborn, I'll always be your little sister. It's one of those things that I love how Demon Slayer can make you sympathize with what happened in their lives, to see the type of bullshit that went down. That tragedy, it always strikes these humans, and that's how they can rope humans into becoming such a demonic force, because you're at your absolute lowest. Who knows what could have happened to Tanjiro in a different reality where he was also offered or forced into like a demonic kind of like situation. And to see them just kind of part on as, you know, Tanjiro and Nezuko are sitting there, it's just always a great reminder that this could have been the both of them, and that Nezuko is becoming a lot more human in her demonic form. And it's because her brother's always there. But if they both would have turned out demonic or dead, you know, we would have had the exact same situation that we just dealt with in this arc. And that's what Demon Slayer does so well, is that they never excuse the demon actions, but they explain how these demons got to where they're at because of the tragedy that they experienced in their original life. And it was brilliant to see how they wrapped this one up. I mean, this was excellently paced. It was one of the longest anime fights in recent memory that constantly improved, constantly switched up the formula and dynamics, while also telling a hell of a good emotional story. And the fact that we came out with a W. Yeah, we lost an arm, we lost an eye on, you know, maybe my new best boy here, Tengen. But the fact that we came out victorious, taking out someone, and to see the master so genuinely happy that they actually did it. He's not getting a death report, he's getting a victory report, and saying like the tides are turning. For the first time in like 100 years, it feels like change is in the air and that this is an omen. And I absolutely adore how they ended this core here, and I'm excited to see what the next arc is going to bring to the table. Thoughts and feelings on the Entertainment District arc, this episode, favorite point, what do you hope to see maybe in next season? Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new around here. Till next time everyone, please take care and have a good one.